Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to share a story that is more than just headlines, more than drama. It's about love, loss, and the haunting silence that follows a choice no one should ever have to make. This is the story of Yammer and Bar, two people who loved each other deeply, two people who had everything to look forward to until life forced them to make an unthinkable decision. They were the kind of couple people admired. She was gentle, graceful, and quietly powerful. He was steady, thoughtful, and full of quiet strength. Together, they looked like the kind of love that survives anything. And for a while, it seemed like they would. They had decorated the baby's room together. Yammer picked the curtains. Bar built the crib with his own hands. They laughed about baby names, talked about which one of them the baby would look like. Life was simple, full of promise, but it all changed in a matter of hours. Late on a Sunday night, Yammer woke up in pain. She tried to hide it at first, thinking it was just stress or fatigue, but something didn't feel right. And Bar, even before checking her vitals, could feel it in his bones. Something was wrong. They rushed to the hospital. The staff moved quickly. Machines beeped, monitors flashed red, and the energy in the room shifted from calm to chaos. Within minutes, doctors knew what they were dealing with. A complication that risked the life of both the mother and the baby. And a decision had to be made. Bar, who had seen everything in the operating room before, had never been on this side of the decision. This wasn't just any patient. This was the woman he had built his future around. And now, that future was slipping through his fingers. The doctors looked at him. They explained the risk, the odds, the impossibility of saving them both. And then they asked him, "If you have to choose, who do we try to save?" He broke. A man known for keeping his composure collapsed. Witnesses said he asked for just a minute, just one, and placed his hand on Yammer's belly. "I'm sorry," he whispered, "but I can't lose her. I just can't." They did everything they could. Yammer survived, but the baby didn't. When she woke up, she reached for Bar immediately. Her first words were a smile. "Is it over?" And then came the question that neither of them would forget for the rest of their lives. "How's the baby?" Bar didn't answer right away. He held her hand, stared at her for a long time, and finally said, "I chose you." The silence that followed was not like anything else. It wasn't anger. It wasn't blame. It was heartbreak. In the following days, they lived in a fog. The hospital turned into a bubble. Journalists were camped outside. Nurses avoided eye contact. Friends didn't know what to say. Bar never left her side. He refused to eat unless she did. He sat beside her bed every night and watched her sleep. But the distance had already begun. Yammer wasn't angry. She didn't yell. She didn't accuse. But something inside her had broken. The part of her that had dreamed, planned, prepared for a child that would never come home. Bar did everything he could. He told her, "We can try again. We can rebuild. We can still have a family." But she just looked out the window, silent, her eyes not full of tears but full of absence. One night, while he was asleep next to her, she left. Not forever, not with rage, but with quiet resolve. She left a letter. "Thank you for choosing me, but I didn't get to choose. I lost more than our child that day. I lost myself, and I need time to find out who I am without everything I thought I would be. I don't know if I forgive you, but I know I can't heal here. I hope one day we meet again, not in grief, but in peace." Since then, they've lived separate lives. Yammer disappeared from the public eye. No interviews, no statements, just silence. It said she moved to a small coastal village, a place with no cameras, just sea and sky. She walks every morning along the shore, writes in her journal, talks to no one. Some say she's healing, others say she's surviving. Bar remained in their home. Every room the same, the baby's room untouched. On the door, a small paper still taped with the words, "We're ready when you are." He hasn't returned to work. He declined all speaking offers. His world stopped. Sometimes neighbors see him walking in the garden, holding the letter, reading it again, memorizing it, searching between the lines for hope. Every night, he lights a candle in the baby's room. He doesn't pray. He doesn't speak. He just sits, remembering, regretting, loving in silence. And yet, the love between them hasn't disappeared. It has changed, yes, but it remains. In memories, in moments, in things left unsaid. Yammer writes, "I thought time would erase the pain. but it doesn't. It just makes it quieter. Some days I missed a child I never held. Other days, I missed a man who whispered, "I chose you." I don't know which ache is heavier. This is not a story with a happy ending. Not yet. But it's real. It's the kind of love that survives tragedy. The kind of pain that doesn't scream, but sits quietly in the corner, watching, waiting. Maybe one day they will meet again. Not to explain, not to fix, but simply to sit beside each other, to hold hands, and to remember the life they almost had. Until then, Bar keeps the lights on, and Yammer walks the shore. And somewhere, in the space between silence and hope, they still exist. Thank you so much for being here and for listening. If this story touched you, please leave a comment. These are the kinds of stories that remind us to hold each other closer, speak kinder, and cherish every heartbeat we're given. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and remember, even the quietest love stories leave the loudest echoes.